folks, this is how it all started. Mr. Mouse moved in. This bike has been sitting since, last summer actually. I drained the gas out. Okay. I hooked up a charger to it, but it hasn't been on it very long. Let's close the gas tank. Key comes on. Alright, first thing you got to do is take off 20 covers here. And there, my friends, is the problem. You think I might need a new air filter? What a pain in the butt to get at the air filter. Let's see if anything got down into the throttle body. Some moisture got down in there, but so that needs to be replaced as well. Well, folks, the throttle sticking issue I think is pretty much resolved. This side up, it comes with a gasket. Well, there she is. Let's take her for a ride. See what she does. This is totally illegal. I have no insurance. I better not post this, had I? Alright, that camera is rather precarious, but let's see if we can figure out how to get these connectors off. That's one. I probably should mark that. Well, yellow, red, and black going to this. The failing component as notified by the error code. And we have another one down here. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's got tape over it too. So we need to get that off. going to mark those. All right, we loosened up the screws on the injectors. I don't know if those just pull out or what. But they got a plug on them, of course. Let me go see. All right, this hose goes, the hose nose, there. I think that attaches to the tank. All right. These other two, wow. Okay, this right here, this hose just goes back and through there on the bottom of this black piece of plastic here. This hose goes up to this T, which ties into both the venturis, here and here. So we need to get this off, and this off. There. Now, I'm going to get it back on the other one. Alright, my GoPro gave up the ghost. It said it was too hot. So we're on the Sony now. Alright. What we accomplished is we got the throttle cables hooked up here. We got one of the cables, this one that goes between these two and then up to here, hooked up. We've got this cable which connects to here, almost hooked up, and then we need to get some pliers on that and fix that. Pliers. Do I have pliers? Oh, I might have some someplace. Okay. I just pinched my finger. Okay, that's on. The other one's on. We need to find the connector that goes to this, which is a 2-pin connector. And there shouldn't be a lot of 2-pin connectors. Is it 2 or 3? Just 2. Aha! It's trying to sneak away down here. Alright. Oh, we need to put the fuel injectors in first, don't we? Wait. That must have it that way. There it goes. Boom. All right, that one's in. We need the injectors. Because I marked it F for front. And this is now. Which way does the hose go? Where? You're way back up there, aren't you? Did it go in? Yep, it did. Okay. Now this goes on there. And then these 2 screws go in. Okay. Those are on. Yeah, that wasn't on there. That's on there. Okay. Which ties into the two feeds to the injectors. Attaches directly to the tank. Alright, I'm going to try and put just a little bit of petroleum jelly around the inside of this. Maybe make it go together a little easier. I don't know if that went in or not. This one goes here. Okay. This one goes here. All right, that clicked into place. The throttle body is in. Yeah, it's all the way down. I need to see if I can tighten these clamps. And to do that, I'm going to need a number 3. All right, that's on, that's on, that's on. It goes to the gas tank. These 3 go to the gas tank. All right, we need to see if we can get a number 3 in up front. And tighten that down. Into the hole on the end of that screw. And we did. And it's tight. Okay. What are we forgetting? The gas line. This probably goes to the air. So this is the combination I used to tighten that clamp on the front one of these. It's a number 3 metric hex, not Torx. All right, the throttle's hooked up. Seems to work okay. I think we're ready to put the air box in. It connects here. The gas hoses are, this will connect to the tank, and then there's front and rear here. I marked those. So let's go get the air box and see what happens if we try and set it on there. Alrighty, here is the air box. You have this, which connects into that hose right there. And then you have 3 electrical connectors. 1, 2, and 3. And they're all marked. And then you have this connector here, which is where this attaches to. So, I think we'll put that on first, because that's going to be the hardest to get at. Alright, there's another little hose that goes on there, I think. I don't know where it's at. We'll have to find it. I think that's okay. We'll get down there later and see what we can see. That one's in. That one's in. That one's in. All clicked in place. Everything's still upright? Yep. That hose is connected. There's got to be another hose over here, a little one. All right, that's in. If this works, I'm going to be totally surprised. I'm done for the day. My back is killing me. All right, let's see if we can get this gas tank back on. Now the problem is, we got connectors. All right, that's connected. We need to jack this up, and I'm going to have to use both hands, so you're not going to be able to see what I do. But anyway, I'm going to get that on there, and then the other hose on there, and then we're going to set it down. All right, I got one more hose on the other side. Where is that hose? Is this it? I think it is. Now, where does it go? All right, I got all 3 of them hooked back up. battery charger's on it. Now, let's let the tank down right on my light, which is not good for the light. Nope, got that now. It's leaking. Shit. Well, I don't know if you can see down in there or not, but right here, there are two wires that belong somewhere in this area. Hungry mice have managed to chew them off. This is one of them, and this is the other one. And there's not a snowball's chance in hell that I can reconnect those. Well, it's time to kick myself in the butt. I went ahead and changed out the throttle body on this thing, and it comes right up with the same error code. So I started looking around, and I thought I had looked pretty close before, but apparently I didn't. Down in here, there's this connector, and I don't know if you can see them, but there's two wires that are chewed off completely. And they chewed them off right by the plug. Now, I don't think there's any way to get them out of there and put a new end on them or put a new plug in it. It ties, this particular feed ties directly into the main wiring harness. Now I got a little bit of a stub there, and what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and with my Dremel to wear away enough of this so I can get a piece that I can solder something onto. It's very fine wire, not easy to solder, but I'm going to see what I can do. This one may be long enough, but I don't know that I could strip it with anything. This one here is going to definitely have to be manipulated. So, here we go. Wow. All right, I might have enough to solder to there. We'll see. Then we get just a little solder on the tip of our iron here and see if we can transfer it. I think we did. Okay. Now the trick is going to be to hold these two together while I solder them. That's going to be more trick than I'm able to handle, I think. We need to take just a little off the end of that, the insulation, not the wire. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see which video mode we're in. I can't tell. Anyway, this is the mess that I ended up with. I couldn't make a mechanical connection with these. They're just soldered together where they touched. And that's not the strongest type of connection. So I did a couple of things. I put heat shrink over each connection, all four of them. And then I used this silicone that I've got that is for electronic applications. That stuff. And I strengthened it up with that. Now all I got to do is get the everything back together and plug it back into this and put this down in there like it's supposed to be and take it for a ride, and it's going to work just fine. I know it will. Right? Right. I'll show you when I take a ride. All right. We're going to put this in dealer mode to see what the error code is. We're just using a paper clip. And the paper clip has plastic coating on it, so I had to scrape it off the ends. I think that's in. And that goes in these two over here. If you got the click thing up here, and the two on the side over here, that puts you in dealer mode when you turn the key on. All right, turn that on. Turn that on. C00. Let's grab the camera. And if you look down here at the bottom, we got a C28 still. So that's what's causing the surging at idle. I don't know what else it's causing because it revs just fine. And I just don't know. Well, here it is. 2012 V-Strom Adventure. I have the panniers. They are Suzuki panniers. It's got a protector down here under the engine, skid plate, whatever you want to call it. It's got additional lights, LED lights. It's got heated hand grips. What else has it got? It's got a brand new front tire. Actually about 1,000 miles on it, I think. And it runs. Needs a battery. I don't know if the battery will start it now or not. You got to hold the clutch to start it. It starts and it runs. It's not smoking. And it does that. See that red light up on the dash that says FI or F1? It's a fault. It's like your check engine light in your car. That particular fault, you can put a jumper back here on a plug, put it in mechanics mode, and it'll tell you what the code is. Well, the code on this one happens to be I think it's auxiliary accelerator something module. And that is this right here. The only problem is I just changed that out. And it still says the same thing. Now, it runs. Runs pretty good down the highway, but it does have that code. Now inside here I found 2 wires that mice had chewed, and I'm going to be posting a video that goes through what I did. I'll put the panniers back on it. I also have a tank bag for it. Fits there, and I might throw in a bag that I used back here that I don't really have any use for anymore, and I will sell this to someone for $500. It's about a $2,500 machine the way if it didn't have that red light.